which we're all involved. It's as if we were all involved in a drama in 5 acts. And contemporary science has indicated the first 4 of those acts. Act 1 is the story of the universe itself, which began perhaps 13.7 billion years ago. Act 2 is the story of the Earth, just far enough away from the sun not to fry, not so distant as to be sterile, a sterile rock. Act 3 is the beginning of life on this Earth, and Act 4 is the beginnings of the story of Homo sapiens 160,000 years ago, emerging from Africa. Now we stand, I believe, at the beginning of Act 5. The evolutionary story, of course, has a material and a physical aspect, but it also has a psycho-spiritual aspect. We are, as Darwin and the Bible agree, creatures who participate in this web of life. We are creatures of dust. In fact, we are creatures of stardust. Humans are the universe, reflecting on and celebrating life in conscious self-awareness. And Act 5 of our 5-act drama is just beginning. It will decide whether humanity is yet another dead end in the unfolding story of life, or whether, as I believe passionately, inspired by faith, promise will predominate and peril will be surmounted. As we've heard, there is a lot of gloom around, a lot of apocalyptic talk. The President of the Royal Society has written a book about the future of the human race entitled Our Final Century. Worryingly without a question mark, although he says that was a publisher's error. I have to say, in the United States, the same book was published under the title of Our Last Hour, but that may indicate some difference between our cultures. And the question in Act 5 is whether we will develop the wisdom to channel the power we've acquired from the scientific knowledge and the discoveries of the 20th century. As one of our poets said, where is the wisdom that we've lost in knowledge? Where is the knowledge that we've lost in information? And one of the things I'm most proud about our own plan is the commitment to embed this kind of development of environmental wisdom in the curriculum of our 4,700 schools in this country. But it's so good to be involved with you in an initiative like Many Heavens, One Earth, which builds unity between faiths as we look together in the same direction at a common human challenge. At the end of the Divine Comedy, the great poet of the Christian West, Dante, describes his vision of divine reality. He says, all the scattered leaves of the universe, bound by love, in one volume. It's a noble and inspiring vision. And now another noble and inspiring vision, tea. One of the things that St. Ignatius of Antioch says is that bishops never more resemble Jesus Christ than when they have their mouths shut. I will follow his advice.
Thank you very much indeed, Bishop. That was a splendid ending. We are almost at tea time. We are going to ask in a moment for the Q&A to give us our closing prayer for this session.
Thank you, Martin. What I want to do is to really set the stage for what we will do next, and try to convey the significance of what we are all here to do and trying to do. You know, the complexity of addressing climate change is enormous. It's a political challenge, it's an economic challenge. It cuts across all kinds of interests across the globe and in every single country. We've never faced something like this before. And we have to change at so many levels, in terms of policies, and in terms of how we structure our economies, and in habits and lifestyles. And this will require a deep mobilization in each and every society in order to be able to bring it about. It requires a change of ethos. And, you know, you as faiths, as religions, you have the cutting-edge competence, if you wish, when it comes to precisely that. 85% approximately of all people on this planet, I've been told, tune in regularly to what religious leaders and what religions have to say about issues. Once a week, maybe a bit less, maybe more, but they tune in. So the influence to reach out and touch hearts and minds is unparalleled. And that is the treasure of what you all represent. But it goes beyond that, because there's also a tremendous responsibility. Because you, as actors in this world, you truly matter. Beyond reaching out every Friday or Saturday or Sunday, or whatever weekdays it might be, or even beyond the fact that you reach probably every single weekday 50% of all children in this world by the mere fact that they attend schools that are founded by religious institutions. But you also matter in a more material and direct sense. Religious institutions, when taken together, are the third largest actor in financial markets. And if religious institutions decide to move from high carbon towards low carbon, it's going to have a huge effect, not just on the flows per se, but on the choices that other people also make when it comes to investment decisions. And renewable energy will experience a wonderful boom if that indeed happens. And it goes on and on. Land and forests, and the opportunities you have to influence how products are being made, standards and labels for energy efficiency. And it's so exciting that so many of the plans have precisely these kinds of elements, that religions are now, in fact, making those kinds of commitments. It's enormously important. And as a representative of the UN, I want to tell you that to me, this is what gives me perhaps more hope than hardly anything else of what's going on right now when it comes to facing the challenge of climate change. And that was exactly what I wanted to say. And thanks for standing up.
Quite all right. Standing ovation.
And I look forward to very productive sessions this afternoon.
Thank you. Can I invite Tahira to come forward and say our closing prayer?
O thou kind Lord, thou hast created all humanity from the same stock, hast decreed that all shall belong to the same household. In thy holy presence they are all thy servants, and all mankind are sheltered beneath thy tabernacle. All have gathered together at thy table of bounty. All are illumined through the light of thy providence. O God, thou art kind to all, thou hast provided for all, dost shelter all, conferrest life upon all. Thou hast endowed each and all with talents and faculties, and all are submerged in the ocean of thy mercy. O thou kind Lord, unite all, let the religions agree, and make the nations one, so that they may see each other as one family, and the whole earth as one home. May they all live together in perfect harmony. O God, raise aloft the banner of the oneness of mankind. Establish the most great peace. Cement thou, O God, the hearts together. O thou kind Father God, gladden our hearts through the fragrance of thy love. Brighten our eyes through the light of thy guidance. Delight our ears with the melody of thy word, shelter us all in the stronghold of thy providence. Thou art the mighty and powerful. Thou art the forgiving, and thou art the one who overlooketh the shortcomings of all mankind.